religious things, I'm gonna be kind of talking about, weight loss or something like that, but these can pertain to other things as well. It's just what I'm used to talking about people's goals and things like that, but, before we start, are there, did you guys, set like a New Year's resolution or any goals for yourself for this year? Yes, no?
Lose weight, but it never happens.
Okay, so this is gonna tie in real good. Okay, so, anyway, so what is a realistic goal? Alright, a realistic goal is one that you can reach given your current mindset, motivational level, time frame, and abilities. Now, you want to get the right mindset, okay, when we're making a goal, okay? Is it going to be worth putting your time and energy into? Because this is, what we say, this is a marathon, not a sprint, okay? And especially if it's has to do with weight loss or something like that, okay? You want to make sure that you're passionate about it, that your motivational level is where it needs to be, give yourself a proper time frame, and have the proper, have the ability to achieve whatever the goal is, not just weight loss, but maybe it's you want to save, $5,000 this year, or maybe you want to go on vacation. So, whatever your goal might be, these are all important aspects to have. All right, steps to setting realistic goals. Assess your commitment, as I said before. Sit down, really think about it. What is something that really speaks to you? Okay. So brainstorm your ideas of what goals you want to achieve and write them down. Seriously, sit down, take pen to paper, and maybe write down 10, 15 things. Okay. Well, then from there, just start categorizing, putting them in order. What most important to least important. Okay. Maybe you want to do 2 goals. Okay. That's fine, but just make sure that you're not overwhelming yourself. Okay. 1 goal sometimes is enough for most people to take on first. Okay. So yeah, sit down, brainstorm for 15, 20, 30 minutes. Sit back, think about which one really stands out to you the most, that you were most passionate about, and then go from there. Make the goal specific. If you're kind of going into it blindly and it's kind of willy-nilly, you tend to stray from it and then abandon the goal altogether. So make it specific, something that speaks to you, and go for it. And then take inventory of resources and obstacles, both internal and external. So, look within yourself. Are there certain things, doubt, any obstacles that are going to come up? External, maybe you have someone in your life that's a little bit negative. Some things like these are going to be obstacles that come up. Okay, if it's weight loss, maybe it's your diet. Certain things that are it's going to be a little bit challenging. Okay. So just look within yourself, look around you, things that might come up. Go ahead and write them down so you kind of have a game plan for those times. Okay. And reassess and adjust as necessary. As you're going through this, things happen. Life is not perfect. There's going to be times where it's not easy and maybe you want to give up. Okay? So, at that point, maybe you need to adjust some things. Maybe you need to adjust your diet, your workout plan, or, reassess why you're really wanting to do this. Okay? And then share your goals. That's very important. Talk with someone, like a family member or a close friend. Tell them what your goals are. And in those times when you're kind of struggling, go to them and talk with them. They'll help getting out there saying, hey, I'm kind of struggling, set on a diet, I haven't been going to the gym as much, or if your goal is to save money, I haven't been able to put back as much as I was wanting. I was putting back $500, $200, but this month I wasn't able to put anything back. They'll help, reevaluate, be like, well, what you have, progress you have made so far. So share your goals with someone, and maybe they have the same goals. If it's weight loss, maybe you have a friend or family member that wants to do these things with you, and that's going to make it easier for you to stay on track as well. Okay, break down your goal. Set yourself up for success. Do not overwhelm yourself. I can't say that enough. I'll probably say that a few times. I've already said it once, but you don't want to overwhelm yourself. it's very easy for, especially weight loss, I've heard this, I don't know how many times through my career, people come in for an assessment, like, okay, what are some of the goals you're wanting to achieve? Well, I wanna lose 50, 60, 80 pounds. Okay, well, that's a big number, you know, that's an intimidating number. So what you wanna do with that, and it's what we always tell in the fitness industry, is like, let's not look at the big number, that's a good goal number, but let's break that down into something more manageable, okay? Let's look at the first 5, 10 pounds and attack that. Okay, that 80, that's a big number, that's intimidating. Let's not focus on that right now. That's your end result. So this first month, let's focus on the first 5 to 10 pounds. And with that, you'll have some success. And success builds on other success, and then you'll be able to stay on your path and hopefully reach that goal within the time frame you've given yourself. And then celebrate milestones. You know, when you have reached the first 10 pounds, 15 pounds, you saved up $1,500 and your goal was $5,000. You know, maybe celebrate a little bit. Maybe you do go out for dinner with family, friends, or whatnot. Not saying you just gorge and go on a venture or anything like that, or spend all the money that you just saved up. But maybe there's something small that you can kind of reward yourself with and celebrate what you have done so far. Okay. We tell a lot of people, like, have a cheat day every now and then when you're working out. You're always just eating healthy, which is what you want to do. You see how the calorie deficit and all that, but every now and then treat yourself to something that you normally don't let yourself have. Okay. Make a plan. Again, we don't want to go into this blindly. Sit down, make a plan. Carve out some time for yourself. We're all busy. Some of us has kids, full-time jobs, maybe volunteer somewhere as well, and you just feel like you don't have a whole lot of time. Okay, so make a plan. Sit down. It doesn't have to be a long exercise session. You go for the first 20, 30 minutes. Maybe you get up early in the morning, go for a walk, start small, and then add things as you go. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. So make a plan, start doing some things, write them down. Set a timeline. Again, carve out some time for yourself. Set your timeline for when you want to achieve this goal as well. And then take action. Actually start putting it into play. Okay, like I said, you get up early in the morning, go for a walk. Maybe you get a gym membership, or maybe you start as simple as just, getting more sleep, being healthier, eating a little bit healthier, taking things away that you normally overindulge in. Start small and then add on. So again, we're not overwhelming ourselves. And then track your progress. This is where maybe you have a journal. Okay, you're writing down. I've lost 5 pounds this week. We just lost a pound or 2. As you go through, you can look back and see all the success you've had, and like, wow, I've really come a long way. Sometimes, especially when you first start working out, you can lose a lot of weight real quick, but as we get healthier, it's harder to because we have less fat and more muscle mass. Okay, so it's easy to start looking at the number in weight loss, and I realize, hey, I'm putting on muscle mass too, so my weight is going to not reflect my health as much. Okay? But write it down, always kind of look back, and that way you can be like, okay, maybe I didn't lose anything, maybe I was just stable this week, but hey, I've lost 30 pounds within the first 4 months, 4 or 5 months. So, keep a journal or some kind of way of taking it back. All right, behavior changes. Healthy behavioral changes can target a person's physical, emotional, and social health. Okay, so if we feel healthy, this goes into all aspects of our life. Okay, so, we do better at work, we're more energized. So, getting proper exercise, eating nutritious foods, and, starting off the day. Some people are like, oh, I'm just going to grab a donut real quick. Well, maybe you get something a little bit healthier that morning. Okay, starting more nutritious foods, practicing good sleep hygiene. oh, I'm good at functioning on 4 hours of sleep. I was one of those. I did it for years. Getting up at 3:45 in the morning, working until 3, and then not getting to bed till 10 o'clock or after the kids to bed, so. I wasn't at my full, capacity because I was tired. So, another thing you might want to focus on doing is putting your phone somewhere else. Don't have it on the nightstand, put it in another room, or maybe put it on your dresser across from you, so you're not reaching for it. I'm just gonna scroll through YouTube real quick, or Instagram, Facebook, or whatever social media platform you use. Bedroom should be focused, hey, I'm going to bed, I need some sleep, try to get that full 8 hours. And then taking medications as prescribed. I mean, some of us can work out, eat right, and maybe we have high blood pressure and it's hereditary. Maybe we have high cholesterol. So taking the medications that are prescribed to us are going to help us stay healthy, help us to keep on doing our exercising and doing our daily activities. Okay, so it's very important that, we're not skipping things because we're like, oh, I'm working out. Well, you work out all you want, maybe it's just, like I said, maybe it's inherited from the family. And then socializing with supportive friends and family. Again, sharing your goals, socializing with them, telling them how you're doing. Keep an open line of communication with them. That will in turn help you to stay on track. Or just make a little outreach. Maybe you need a break from focusing on everything. Have somewhere you can go where you can just relax for a little bit. Go over to your parents, go over to siblings, your friends. Just take your mind off the day-to-day stuff. You gotta clear your mind a little bit. And then talking about your emotions. Especially with weight loss, it can be very emotional. Be frustrating. It can be, depressing at times if you're not, if you gained a little bit of weight back. Talk about what you're feeling, with your friend, again, family member. Even if you are talking to a therapist, tell them what you're going through, how you're feeling, and again, they'll give you words of encouragement and support, and help you get back on track if you're kind of veered away. Alright, stages of behavioral change. So, pre-contemplation, you're not sure really what you want to do yet, but you know there's something. Hasn't really come to mind. Contemplation, when you kind of focus in on what it is you're going to achieve a certain goal. Then preparation, sitting down, again, preparing, having a game plan. So again, you're not going into it blindly. And taking action, actually putting all those things that you've written down into gear, into motion. And again, don't overwhelm yourself with everything you've written down. Maybe just take one little thing to start off with, and then you add something else when you feel like you've got that under control. Then maintenance, make some changes if you maybe your time frame is a little off. You're getting close to the time that you're giving yourself, and you haven't lost, maybe you saw 20 pounds ago and you know you're not going to make it. Well, push that timeline back. Okay, you can readjust, adjust other things that you're doing. Maybe you hit a plateau. If your goal is strength training, switch up your exercises. That helps you get over those plateaus. It can also help you because body's like, oh, this is something new, a new stimulus. You have to overcome this. So just making minor maintenance changes in your daily routines can be helpful. And then relapse, where we kind of fall off the wagon a little bit. Maybe we go back to our bad routines. We start staying up late. We're not eating as healthy as we were. Maybe we went on a spending spree and spent some of the money that you were trying to save up. Okay, well, at that point, talk with someone again. Reevaluate yourself. And then just pick yourself up, dust yourself off. Doesn't mean you can't keep on going. Again, things happen. Maybe passing of a family member, you're not able to do the things that wouldn't normally do because you gotta go out of town. You know, and there's ways of doing things when you go out of town as well, like getting a daily membership at a gym or something, but just know life happens, nothing's perfect, things come up, and at that time we need to, you know, maybe just take a little step back and reassess ourselves and start moving forward. Main thing is just don't beat yourself up, because we are human, we make mistakes, so. Alright. Get into the mindset that you need to achieve your goal. Do not get down on yourself, like I was saying, this leads to negative emotions, which can lead us to failure and ultimately abandoning the goal altogether. So, again, negative things can creep into play. That friend of yours that doesn't really want you to succeed, you know, is trying to be the little devil on your shoulder. Hey, come on, let's go out to dinner, let's go shopping or something like that. You know, causing you to kind of get down on yourself. So, just again, keep in mind, we're human. You don't want to let those things beat you down too much, because then it's very easy, because a lot of us, not most of us have set goals that we haven't achieved, because, you know, we got off track a little bit and we thought, you know, there's next year. You know, I've heard tons of people say, I try every year, you know, and New Year's resolution to start losing weight. You know, I did in February, and it's just so hard. It's like, well, that's fine, it's not going to be easy. You know, this is going to take some time. So in that case, you know, step back, seek counseling with one, like a trainer or something like that, we can help you as well. So we're kind of like, we're not therapists, but you know, we know what you're going through. A lot of trainers have started where you were and got to where they are through, you know, going to school, studying. You know, they know a lot of tricks of the trade, and they can help you, you know, get back on track. And be grateful for what you have achieved. Okay, so that's again when you're writing in your journal or something, you can look back and be like, you know, I've done pretty well. I've kind of slowed down a little bit on weight loss, or, you know, I wasn't able to save as much money this month, you know, but hey man, I've saved $2,500 more than I had when I first started this year. So be grateful for what you have achieved, and again, those successes can help you, you know, overcome the negativity and help you keep moving forward. Alright, lifestyle change. Depending on your goal, most look at goals as a quick fix, when in reality, there needs to be a change in lifestyle, especially when it comes to a healthy goal one is trying to achieve. So, a lot of people are like, okay, I want to lose this much weight. Okay, once I lose that weight, I can start doing what I do. Well, then what's the point? Exactly. Then what's the point? You know, you're just going to put all that weight back on. You know, you've done all this work for nothing. And it's not, like I said before, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You know, these are lifestyle changes you're going to have to make, and some of them are not easy. We've done things for the majority of our life for 40, 50, 60 years. You know, and we're used to that. It's comfortable to us. Okay. Well, to make these changes, it has to be a lifestyle change. You know, I have to eat healthy every day. You know, or I need to get some form of exercise. Whether it's going for a walk, going to the gym. You know, and there's, you know, as much as we wish it was that magic pill that we could take and have the body we want, and, you know, it does not exist. You know, so these are things that we have to get in our mind and become a daily routine. You know, that daily routine starts becoming, you know, our life. So, you know, a lot of people, like I said, they'll just kind of be like, well, I'll just do it for a couple months and then I'll be done. And we see a lot of that when they come in on New Year's, you know, hit it really hard January, February, and then by March, you start seeing a plateau with those people. You know, because maybe they only want to lose 10 pounds and they reach that. Well, then we don't see them again, and then here they come again, maybe a couple months later, maybe it's the next year, we're going to do it again. So keep on coming. You know,
I think the problem is when you want to lose weight, for example, you make
just like, don't overwhelm yourself, you know, do a little bit at a time. So like, yeah, you start eating more nutritious foods, but don't just cold turkey, drop everything. Maybe you add some fruits or vegetables to your plate, you know, with something that might not be the healthiest, but at least you're getting some better nutrients. Once that becomes easier, then add a little bit more, you know, change some other things out where you're not eating, you know, as much pork or something like that. You can start moving more toward fish and chicken and lean meats and things like that. And, you know, there's a lot of recipes out there that, you can make chicken 100 different ways, and, you know. But, I mean, not just that, but yeah, don't overwhelm yourself. You know, a lot of people will go gung-ho, you know, right off the bat, you know, like, you know, they'll throw stuff out, you know, throw it away, you know, throw away the donate or something, you know, somewhere that needs something. But, besides that fact, it's just, yeah, just a little bit at a time when you're starting out, and then adding once you feel comfortable, you know, because if you might hit it hard for the first, you know, week or two, doing really good. Then you're like, you know, this is too much, you know, I want this still, and that's fine. I'm not saying that you can never eat those things. That's again where you kind of maybe reward yourself after, you know, maybe you've done well for 3 or 4 weeks, okay, and it's like, you know what, I'm gonna reward myself with this, you know, this maybe dessert that I'm not allowing myself to have. So, not saying you can never indulge every now and then. Alright, steps to making lifestyle changes. Create daily structured activities related to your goal. Again, you know, making it a routine. There's a couple people in my neighborhood that when I leave for work early in the morning, they're up, you know, walking. You know, this is at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I'd still be in bed myself probably, but, you know, they're making that their first thing that they do when they wake up is getting some exercise, you know, going for that walk or anything for that. Make habits that you can stick with and keep. Make them enjoyable. Okay. If you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're not going to stick with it. And that's the great thing about exercise is maybe you don't like to lift weights. Maybe it's something else you like to do. You know, there's Zumba, dance classes, yeah, things like that. Something you really enjoy doing. Some people love going for runs. You know, they'll run 5, 6, 8 miles or something, or maybe they go biking, you know, road biking. Other people like to power lift. You know, other people like to just do functional training, so they can make sure they can do the day-to-day activities. You know, whatever you want to do, you know, just find your little your area that you enjoy doing and that you wouldn't mind making part of your daily activity. Adopt new habits slowly and build on success. Do with the diet and start to work out. You know, like I said, you don't have to work out for an hour, you know, when you first start in. That's a lot of time. Maybe just start off with 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. And then, you know, once you feel like, you know, that's okay, well, maybe I have a little bit more time that I like to put into it, then add another 30 minutes. And then find a lifestyle partner. Again, maybe it's a friend, a family member, someone that has the same goals, that, you know, they're in it for the long haul as well. I've had a lot of people come in, well, I have a partner that was, you know, had the same goal, but they've already dropped out. You know, well, that's fine. So what you want to do is try to find someone that has the same commitment that you have, the same drive, desire to, you know, keep on, you know, make this part of your lifestyle. Again, track progress, we said that before, and that is important, you know, so you can always look back and see how you do, where you started at, and how far you've come. And change one behavior at a time. Again, don't overwhelm yourself. You know, it's very easy to do and really quick, especially when you're first starting off. You know, because you see all these things on TV, you know, especially like Biggest Loser. You know. A lot of those people, when they get off the show, gain a lot of their weight back because, you know, life happens. They have to work. You know, 2 or 3 hours a day, like they were on the show. That's not realistic. So, you know, change one little thing at a time, and just, again, don't overwhelm yourself. And then find your why. You know, why are you wanting to do this? Why is this important to you? Only you know that.
I think we have to do it for yourself.
Yes.
Not for somebody else.
Exactly.
Because Pentecostals, they always, they don't care how you look. They love you, and they don't care if you lose weight or you're a little. So,
Exactly.
it don't help that way, so.
Exactly. Always do it for
You feel
yourself.
good, right?
Yes, it's about you. It's not about your spouse. It's not about your friends. It's not about anyone else but you. And that's very important. You know, like you said, most husbands, they love you. You know, it doesn't matter to you if you want to be healthier and that's something you want to do. They should be there to support you. Like, okay, you know, maybe I'll go with you. Maybe that's just to get you help start or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be something within yourself, nothing that someone tells you that you need to do. That's not going to mean anything. Only you know what your why is. That's when, you know, you just kind of have to reflect on yourself and be like, what's really important to me that I want to make a change. And like I said, I know I've been talking a bunch about exercise and dieting and all that, and that's just because it's, you know, that's my job and what I do. But this goes into all different aspects of life. You know, I mean, it could be a vacation you want to go on. A lifelong vacation that you've always wanted to go, you just never have the time, money, or something, you know. So, like I said, just kind of sit in silence and think about it. Find out what really speaks to you, what motivates you. All right. Are there any questions?
I have one.
Yes.
So you're at Ascension St. John's on
Yes.
the 9th floor, is that
Yes.
correct?
We're on the 9th floor of the Jane Phillips Medical Center. It's the wellness center. It's called Wellness Connection. It is open to the community. We have an indoor track. You know, it's 60 miles around. It's 1 mile. We've got recumbent bikes and steppers, stuff like that for people that have the knee pain, joint problems. You're able to get a cardiovascular workout without weight bearing. So we have free weights, weight machines, all that as well.
Okay, so if somebody came in from the public and they got a membership, someone like you would be there to help them figure out their plan and what they need to do?
Yes, so what we do, all new members, they have one free fitness assessment, and then they have 4 free personal training consultations. So with those consultations, we start off, we'll show you like all the cardiovascular equipment, all the programs, show you how to properly adjust the seats for it, leg length or anything like that. Then based on your goals, we'll come up with a strength program for you as well. And you know, everyone's different. You know, some things we do with people are just little body weight, some of it's resistance bands, some of it's free weights. Like I said, we really tailor the exercise to what your goals are. So, and then after that, we're always there to help. You know, you can always come up to us and ask us. You know, we'll have our board consultations. But I'd like to make a little bit of change in this, what you suggest. And we'll go out there and we'll show you something else that works the same muscle group, but it's a different exercise. Because sooner or later you're going to want to switch up your routine because it becomes mundane, you know, and your body kind of gets used to it, plateau. Get over those plateaus, so your strength hasn't gone up, you kind of stop losing weight, and when you're maintaining, just switching up the exercise is enough stimulus for the body to be like, oh, this is something new, and all that. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, like I said, we're at Jane Phillips Medical Center. We're on the 9th floor. Our hours are 5:30 to 7 o'clock, Monday through Friday, and we're open on Saturdays, 7:30 to 3:30. And we always have someone on the floor to help you out with anything that you might need. So, come on and see us.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you.